Hello children. Now I'm going to uh, upload my presentation about living things and their adaptations. That is a general science topic for class 6. So let's start. For class 6, living organisms have adaptations which are physical or behavioral features that help them survive in their specific habitats. Examples include a camel's humped back for storing fat and its long eyelashes to protect against sand. A fish's streamlined bodies for swimming and desert plants spines instead of leaves to reduce water loss. What is adaptation? Adaptation is the ability of an organism to make natural adjustments to its physical features or behaviors to better suit its environment and ensure survival. Now you can see this picture, adaptation of plants and animals. There that camel is shown in the middle with humpback. Then there is a tiger, cheetah, all that, and lion, then the elephant, then the dolphin. So aquatic adaptation is there, the terrestrial adaptation or the grassland adaptation is there, and the desert adaptation for both plants and animals. Living things and their adaptations, class 6. Examples of adaptations in different habitats. Desert habitat. Plants. Spines instead of leaves to prevent water loss. Waxy stems for photosynthesis and deep roots to absorb water. You can see this picture in which camel as well as the plant, that is the desert plant, which is you can say it is opuntia or it is the cactus plant. Animals. Camels with long eyelashes and closable nostrils to keep sand out and wide feet for the desert. Snakes and rats dig burrows to escape the heat. Cold mountainous habitat. Now you can see here the pictures of cold mountainous habitats, plants as well as the animals. Animals have thick fur, thick skin and fur or blubber to stay warm, like a polar bear. Polar animals have adapted to the cold by growing thick fur or blubber for insulation, while some have white fur for camouflage. So they camouflage with the snow. They also have behavioral adaptations such as huddling to stay warm and physical features like wide paws for swimming and strong senses for finding food. Plants adapt with cone shapes and needle-like leaves to shed snow and moisture. You can see here pine tree with all those small which are not actually the fruits, they are the cones which do the function of the reproduction. Then insulation. Thick fur like in polar bears or layers of fat like blubber in penguins act like a built-in winter coat to trap body heat and keep them warm. So you can see here the penguin and the polar bear in the upper picture. Camouflage. White fur helps animals such as polar bears blend in with the snow and ice, making it harder for predators to see them. Predator means those which eat them. They are the predators, and who eats what is called a prey. So prey and predators are there around all the animals so that they get their food. You all know that. Aquatic adaptation are structural or behavioral traits that help organisms survive in water. Common aquatic adaptations include streamlined bodies and fins for efficient movement, gills for breathing dissolved oxygen, blubber for insulation in marine mammals, and even blowholes for whales to breathe air at the surface. So here the picture of the whale is shown, and where there are that blowholes are there, where are they in the body, you can see that in the picture. Examples of aquatic animals and their adaptations. Fish, gills for breathing, streamlined bodies, and fins for swimming. Now streamlined bodies, what they do, they will they will always resist against the flow of water, so that the body can move ahead. All the fishes can move ahead because they will resist the water flow which are in their direction. So, and slippery scales for protection. Frogs, webbed feet for swimming, lungs for breathing air, and skin for absorbing oxygen underwater. Whales, blowholes for breathing and a layer of blubber for insulation. Adaptation of grassland plants. Many grassland plants have small leaves that minimize water loss through transpiration. These leaves have a reduced surface area which helps them conserve water while still carrying out essential photosynthesis. Grasslands are dominated by grasses with wild flowers and shrubs also present. Adaptation of grassland animals. Common grassland animals include large herbivores like bison, zebras, and elephants, and predators such as lions, coyotes, and cheetahs. Other animals include prairie dogs, budgers, and various birds, reptiles, and insects. So you can see in this picture grassland plants as well as the grassland animals. Zebra is also a grassland animal. Then the deer, or it is also known as antelope. Then there is a dog, prairie dog, and here cheetah is shown. Then the giant you can see that. Then the wolf is also shown. So all these are the grassland animals, wild as well as pet. Types of adaptations with examples. Structural adaptations. Physical features of an organism's body. Animals. A giraffe long neck to reach high leaves. A fish's gills to breathe underwater, and a polar bear's white fur to camouflage in snow. Or a porcupine's quills for defense. So you can see this, all the pictures I have shown here. The gills of the fish, the polar bear which camouflage with the snow, the giraffe's very tall neck, it can reach to the leaves of the trees, and the porcupine which quills for defense. Then the plant adaptations, the opuntia or cactus, then the lotus plant, and then you can see this is called not a lotus, it is called Surya Kamal. And there is an adaptation of the lotus plant with a flat leaves which can float on water. So these are the plant adaptations of different, they are the structural adaptation. The structures are different. Behavior adaptation, actions or habits. So the habits here are shown. These are actions or behaviors that an organism performs to survive in its environment. Examples: migration. You might have heard about some birds which migrate because they will migrate from the cold weather countries, from the hot weather countries. When there is lot of cold over there, they cannot withstand that cold, so they come to the warmer regions. So birds flying to warmer regions to escape the cold winter. Hibernation. Animals like bears sleeping deeply to save energy during winter. So they don't come out of their caves or their burrows. They don't come out their nests or their houses, shades. They don't come out of that because they hibernate. They just sleep because they have the fur, and under that fur there are lots of fats. So they get enough energy from that. So they have to save the energy during winter. So therefore they hibernate. So here I have shown the pictures of animals that hibernate. Skunk, then bear, then groundhog, bee, chipmunk, hedgehog, bat, snake, frog. These are then there are some dolphins. They are in water. So they also do migration. And animals that bear sleeping deeply, seeking shade. So you know that many animals, when there is a lot of hot or sunlight, they will go to their shades and they will sleep. Then even the butterfly will show some behavioral adaptations. Living things and their adaptation, class 6. Now the next adaptation is physiological adaptations. Internal bodily functions or biochemical reactions that help an organism survive. Animals, a snake producing venom or a mammal maintaining a constant body temperature. All the pictures I have shown on the next slide. Plants, the ability of some plants to produce certain chemicals or alter their metabolic processes to survive in specific conditions. For class 6, the main way plants alter their metabolic processes by altering chemicals is through photosynthesis, where they produce their own food using chemical reactions. This process involves a series of chemical changes that are essential for the plant's survival and growth. Snakes have many adaptations, such as a legless, slithering body for sheath and access to narrow spaces, protective scales for camouflage and movement, a forked tongue to taste the air for food, and danger flexible jaws to swallow large prey, and the ability to sense vibrations through the ground via their jaw. Mammals are, because they cannot hear, they only sense the vibrations. So you know that pungiwala, he will blow the pungi, but actually, and they dance on that, but that is not because they can hear the sound, but they can only feel the vibrations of the earth. So that is how they dance during You know that there is a Nag Panchami, during that the Pungiwala comes to your houses. Mammals are homotherms or warm-blooded animals that maintain a stable internal body temperature, typically around 37 degrees Celsius, regardless of the outside environment, using internal processes like shivering and sweating. Now here are some of the animals which are shown the physiological adaptation. Snakes slither or the ground of forming sideways which push them forward. So that is how they move. Then this is the animal which is actually showing the sweat on its body. Okay. Then what is photosynthesis? Here the process is shown. So if you have liked my channel, like, subscribe and press the bell icon, and please videos which I am presentations of the videos which I am uploading on YouTube, like, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. So I am going to the next slide about the adaptations of living things. The extreme heat and lack of water in the desert have forced small insects and animals to develop special features known as adaptations that help them survive. So adaptations of desert insects. Here scorpion is shown here. Now desert beetle, Nabib desert beetle. This beetle lives in one of the driest deserts on earth and has a unique way of getting water. Water collecting when fog rolls in. The beetle climbs a sand dune and tilts its body. The tiny bumps on its back collect water droplets from the air, which then run down grooves to its mouth. Heat reflection. The beetle has long legs that help keep its body off the hot exoskeleton. Many desert insects have a waxy outer skeleton or exoskeleton that helps prevent moisture from escaping their body. Now that animal which was shown there, which was doing that sweating, that is bison. Now here desert scorpion. Scorpions are nocturnal hunters that have several adaptations for desert life. So one of the adaptations you have seen there about the scorpion. Desert tortoise. So that is also one of the animals which is there in the desert, and how it adapts to its environment, it is shown here. This reptile has physical and behavioral adaptations that help it survive for long periods without water. Burrowing. It digs deep burrows in the soil to hide from extreme temperature. You can see in this picture how it is burrowing under the sand. Water storage. It can store water in its bladder and absorb it back into its body when needed. See, bladder means, you know, that like a stomach in our, or the urinary bladder, you know, that's a bag-like structure. Then the kangaroo rat. You can see here the kangaroo rat, how it is surviving in the desert. This small rodent can live its entire life without ever drinking water. See, how then it must be getting water? It is given followed. It is given in the following statement. Water from food. It gets all the moisture it needs from the seeds and other plants it eats. Underground burrows. It spends the hot daytime hours in a cool underground burrow to avoid the heat. See how intelligent these animals are. They adapt to their surrounding, they adapt to their habitat and survive as they get their food, as they get their shelter and water, which are essential for the mammals as well as other animals. Now, living things and their adaptation in ponds and lakes. Aquatic plants have hollow stems for buoyancy, short roots for anchoring, and floating or submerged leaves that absorb water directly. Aquatic animals like fish have streamlined bodies and gills for breathing underwater, while frogs have webbed feet for swimming and powerful hind legs for hopping on land. Adaptations in aquatic plants. Aquatic plants adapt to their environment in several ways. Root system. Plants like lotus have short roots to anchor themselves to the bottom. Stems. The stems are often long, hollow, and light, allowing them to float or reach the surface for sunlight. See here the water hyacinth is shown, which has got air gaps in their stems, so they get buoyancy and they can float on water. Leaves. Floating plants like lotuses have wide, flat, disc-shaped leaves that float on the surface. Submerged plants such as hydrilla have narrow ribbon-like leaves. In this underwater plants are shown in the picture. You can see that can bend easily in the water without being damaged by the current. Adaptation in pond and lake animals. Fishes. Streamlined body helps in easy and fast movement to water. Fins and tail provide balance, help change direction, and aid in propulsion while swimming. Gills extract dissolved oxygen from the air, allowing fish to breathe. Frogs. Web feet aid in efficient swimming and movement in water. Strong hind legs, powerful for jumping on land and propelling themselves in water. Even the ducks have the webbed feet. Moist skin allows them to absorb oxygen from the water and keeps their skin from drying out on land. Lungs. Frogs also have lungs to breathe air when on land. So here freshwater animals are shown. You can see them and you can read which all animals are there. Cranes are also shown here, which are aquatic. The birds are there, that is. Then there are frogs also, which are there on the pond. They also are there outside. Freshwater animals and plants are shown here. Animals are shown because here they have adaptation of animals. In the previous slide, you have seen the plants also. Conclusion. Living things and their adaptations for class 6 conclusion. Living organism possesses unique physical traits and behaviors called adaptations that help them survive and thrive in their specific habitats or environments by finding food, water and shelter, and by protecting themselves from predators and harsh conditions. These adaptations, which can be structural, behavioral and or physiological, and developed over long periods and are passed on to offspring, leading to the amazing diversity of life on earth and ensuring the continued survival of species. So you can see here diversity of living things. There are various plants and animals on the earth, and because earth has the atmosphere and the water, they can survive without any problem. So we have to protect our earth, and children, you should have all these. You should read again and again whatever I have given in the slides and see all the related pictures about it, and like my channel, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.